So glad you could join us from the farm, Stanford Stadium in Palo Alto. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. It's the Miami Hurricanes and the Stanford Cardinal. Reese Davis, David Pollock, and Jesse Palmer with you. Let's say hello to our friend Holly Rowe on the sideline.
The Hurricanes head coach told me before the game, he told me this is a big challenge for them just from a time zone standpoint. He's tried to do a lot of research with his sports information and sports performance coaches to make sure their team is prepared and ready to fight this east to west time zone travel. We'll see if they're able to perform well here today. Guys?
Thanks, Holly. Looking forward to see how this one goes. We're about to tee it up to get this one going. And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. So Miami's offense who will have the football first. Malachi Tony. Every time he gets a chance to make a play, the entire stadium holds its breath.
And man, this guy is fun to watch. You do not want to take a bathroom break. Sit in your seat when this offense has the ball, because at any point in time, this receiver can make the unbelievable highlight catch, David. His catch radius is as good as there is in all of college football. He has an unbelievable ability to just reel it in. We just expect it to happen today.
It's just a knack, and it's almost like every weekend you're going through social media, like, where's the clip, right? Like, because he just makes these clips that most humans don't make, whether it's one hand, whether it's two hand, whether he's guarded or not. Like, he just has this unbelievable knack of playmaking, and we will see it today at some point in the ballgame. And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Off the play fake. Shoots it to the left. Got his man downfield. He's brought down, stopped right at the 50-yard line.
And, man, that's not a surprise that they come to their go-to guy early. This is an offense that's so much fun to watch, and it's because they know who they are. They know how to get the ball to their playmakers. And on the first drive, Palmer, get your guy a touch, get him involved. You know receivers got some feelings, Jesse. I love that they're getting him lathered up and a touch early in this football game.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys who feels like he's open every single play, so it is a good idea to get him going early. For the defense, that's a bit of a jab in the face right there, because you came into this game, you know who's going to get the ball. You know where they're throwing it, and you've got to do a better job now disguising your coverages to try and limit him and take him away as much as possible.
And the Canes will have it 1st and 10. Unloads quickly. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
I'll tell you, I just don't like throwing wide receiver screens against press man coverage. Receivers are not great blockers, and they just couldn't get it done there, and as a result, the offense actually loses a couple of yards.
The Canes now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Mensah. Grabbed over the middle. It's Lofton. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. He's got an open man. A likely touchdown-saving tackle, but the catch and run takes it down to the 7.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just turn around and hand it off to him again here on 2nd.
They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Could not find a hole. This defense clogging up everything. It's 3rd and goal.
It's looking like they're going to have to throw this one in now on 3rd down, David. And you know the execution just has to be spot on. Timing especially at the quarterback position here.
And thinking about the defense, they're aggressive in these situations. They're going to play man. They're going to play up tight on you. So I know that. Now how do I counterpunch and attack this defense?
Makes a catch. He gets it in. Touchdown, Miami.
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10, 15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown, everything working perfectly. They look like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and they cap the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. He'll return it. Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. So Stanford's offense gets to come out for its first possession of the game. And standing in the way is one of the best defensive lines in the country.
Well, this is one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but David, he better have a clock going off in his head in this one because this is one of the elite pass rushes in the entire nation as well. Their D-line is absolutely stocked and loaded with athleticism, with guys with bad intentions, and they built this D-line specifically for games like this.
Yeah, so he better be on time, right? Like that ball needs to be able to come out. You just got to be careful. You don't get away with some of those liberties of holding on to the football, extending plays, because those dudes are in relentless pass rush mode chasing after you. This will be a great chess match.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
And this offense comes up first down, tries to run the football, no answer. Second down, they go for the pass, they give up the sack. This defense on point early in the football game with 2 great plays.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Back to throw, it's Warren. Looking to the big tight end. A strike downfield. He'll get a fresh set down, stopped at the 31-yard line. We've reached a break and Miami is holding on to the lead as we get a look at the stats. And they've swapped into the field, and we'll get it going in the second. They've got a first down here to open the period. Got a man, it's Brown.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
The Cardinal can be aggressive here on 2nd and short. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football, and you saw guys play with excellent instinct, running downhill and making a tackle.
That last play might have helped the completion percentage, but not the attempt to get the first down. They'll try it here on 3rd. a grab. At the 45, on his way. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
And that's why, as a former quarterback, man, I love these drag routes, because if you get the right coverage and it's man-to-man and someone gets picked or can't keep up with your receiver, you just put it out nicely in front of them, they're going to make the catch, and they're going to take it a long way. Really great execution. Nice job by the receiver creating separation, and beautiful throw out in front of the target.
This Stanford offense moving quickly down the field. To the air, it's Warren. Under fire. It's complete. There he goes. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before to the 30 and gets a first down.
And that's this guy's third catch now on the drive, and I like how this offense just keeps going back to him. Look, if you're not going to cover him, we're going to keep throwing him the football. We don't have to overthink this thing, and as every completion happens, the quarterback is gaining more and more confidence in this guy.
Stanford going back to work with another first down. Wide receiver comes in motion. Off the play fake on first down. And that pass incomplete. The defense got a hand on it.
Well, that one falls incomplete, but this guy has been locked in. He's 5 for 6 on the opening drive of the game, and the coaching staff felt like he had a great week of preparation coming into this one. I think they were expecting him to have this hot start.
They're dealing with a second and long. He'll take it himself. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
They've made clutch, tough plays on this drive on third down. They need one more on 3rd and 7. From the gun, wants to pass. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
And I absolutely understand wanting to make a play for your team, man, but you've got to know when to give it up. You're at this part of the field, man. This is the part of the field where you throw the football. You get rid of it. You don't take a sack, because what that does now to your field goal operation, it makes it a lot longer. Now the decision becomes a lot harder for this offense when he could have just thrown the football away and not taken the big loss.
And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. And he's going to have to get into this football. This is a 53-yard attempt. And it's no good. He missed it. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Fletcher.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
Line getting set on 2nd down. Throwing, Mensah. Slings it downfield. Complete to the left. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be 1st down.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that are looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws, right in those holes, get those first downs, get those big chunks.
Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
So now it's 2nd and long. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Soft spot in the middle. So Miami signals for a timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half.
And that's the danger. When you've got a receiver like that, if you blitz and you're playing man coverage, he's one-on-one, and he's going to burn you if you don't get home to the quarterback.
Here's Darian Mensah to throw. Makes the catch. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Going for 6. And he was looking to the end zone, and they couldn't make the connection.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. Makes the grab. They will score. Touchdown, Canes.
You know, there are so many coaches out there in 2-minute situations at the end of the half with the lead that'll just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
Yeah, and let's finish this half now. And now we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time, so get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
On to attempt the try.
The kicker is on for the extra point.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. They took it 64 yards right down the field. And they closed the deal with the 7-yarder for the score.
Number 22, set to kick this one away.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he stopped. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Looking for room. It's Ford. He'll push his way forward for a few, and the clock will continue to run. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
With the score, Miami 14, Stanford 0.
Guys, after seeing that, sign me up for another 2 quarters there in Palo Alto. Back and forth we've gone so far, and these numbers, it's funny, 3rd down conversions don't always tell the story. Maybe staying out of those situations in the second half is the safest pathway to victory. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside Stanford Stadium.
And the Canes will kick it off to start the second half.
Set to advance on the football.
The returner's going to try to see what he can get. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Cardinal offense takes the field ready to attack. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
The run inside. It's Ford. Could be an alley. Electrifying play, and man, they set up now at the 32-yard line.
We've seen it from this running back, too. There's a lot of ways he can make you miss. Bottom line, this defense has to do a better job game tackling.
Yeah, just hard to bring down. Just physical, runs through people. This is a guy that defenses hate playing against, and you see why. So many yards after contact.
They might be thinking back-to-back big plays after that last one. 1st and 10 from the 32. Back to throw, it's Warren. Pocket breaking down. Got him for the sack. This defense turning up the intensity.
It's a curious play call offensively to try to throw after that great gain on the ground the snap before. If you're winning in the trenches up front, keep it going. Let the big fellas go to work. I don't like the idea of throwing the ball there.
The Cardinal increasing the degree of difficulty after that last play. It's 2nd and long. They'll move. Running inside. It's Ford. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
And we knew the linebackers were the strength of this defense, but coming in the offense, man, they felt really good about their running back. And so far, man, it's been a fun matchup to watch, but advantage to these guys that have been filling gaps, scraping, getting to the football, making plays. This linebacker unit really held down this rushing attack that they usually hang their hat on.
Under fire. He lobs one high down the left side. Pass is incomplete, but a lot of contact there. I think it's going to be pass interference and a 1st down.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referees caught it.
It's complete to the left. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Trying play action. Caught. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. How about the mix of play calls on this drive? 3 runs, 3 passes, and now they're in business.
And just keeping the defense completely off balance. When you think it's a run, it's a pass. When you think it's a pass, it's a run. Nice job by this offense going right down the field in 6 plays and now set up for 1st and goal.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Stanford!
And you got to love the mindset that this squad just came out with in the 2nd half. Clearly could not run the football the way they wanted to in the 1st half. 2nd half came out with energy, with passion, got the running game going, and then no surprise, they go down the field, they double up their rushing yards, Palmer, and they punch it in the end zone.
You give the guys up front a ton of credit, too, because they were missing some assignments, getting pushed around a little bit here in the 1st half, which is why they weren't able to have success running the football. And they had a little bit of a come to Jesus, it seems, at halftime. They've come out now playing a little bit angry and finally able to get some movement up front. That made all the difference here on this drive with their ability to run it.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they finished it off with the score from the 4. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll run the RPO and throw it right.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
The Hurricanes can really attack on this 2nd and short. Looking for a crease, it's Fletcher. A pickup of 5 marks it at the 36-yard line.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. With the catch, it's Vaughn. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
When you run the football and then throw in the play action, it's such a tricky thing for the defense. Do I play run? Do I come up fast? It opens those holes right behind the linebackers and between the safeties to make the passing game just a little bit easier.
And the Hurricanes will snap it on 1st and 10. Here's Mensah to throw. Here comes the heat. Zings it complete to the right.
Well, it's a nice job by the defender. They're closing the gap with the wide receiver. They're going to complete the hitch pass, but he's able to run right up on him, get him to the ground for a minimal gain.
Brings up 2nd down.
Got 7 on that last completion. They might be able to take a shot on 2nd and 3. Off the RPO, complete. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical, they're too fast, and they force a negative play.
We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. They'll run the counter. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42.
Really impressed with the running back. His stats haven't been great, right? Every yard has been hard to come by, but these are some of the best runs we've seen in the game by him, and it's happening at the most important time here in the 4th quarter.
And the Canes back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. A give to Brown. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
Well, with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time, blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
Mensah. Here's a heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Darian Mensah from the gun on 3rd down. Plucks it out of the air. Oh, what a move to get open. He's brought down, but what a play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12-yard line.
And offense has practiced this situation. This is 4-minute offense. You've got the lead late in the game. You're trying to bleed the clock and just get first downs. They do that, they stay in bounds, and the clock keeps ticking.
The Canes, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line. Run in the red zone, it's Fletcher. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And after that negative play on offense with the lead late in the game, I think there are still ways that you can be creative and run the football, but not be so obvious. So zone read type plays, fake dives and pitches to the running back to get him outside, jet sweeps. You can find other ways to keep the clock moving even though the defense knows you're going to run it.
They feed him again. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Timeout is called by the Cardinal. That's their first. They still have a couple of timelines to work with in this final quarter. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Darian Mensah from the gun on 3rd down. Touchdown, Hurricane! Made the grab in the end zone.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And they finish it with an 11-yard touchdown dart.
Number 22, set to kick it off.
He'll bring it out. It's Ford. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. He'll get rid of it. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Scanning the field, it's Warren. Finds his man down the middle. Really short gain on that one. Defense all over it.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
It's complete on the right side. Really nice job there to pick up the 1st down and get it to their own 41.
And remember, we saw this receiver in the first half have a number of inward breaking routes, and now in the second half, we're seeing more stuff to the outside. That's a really good adjustment by this offensive coordinator.
Stanford gets set to snap it on 1st down. Wants to keep it in the air. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. Not sure exactly what led to that, whether the protection wasn't right or the quarterback just didn't see it, but the result was a negative play and a sack.
But one thing I do know is that quarterback had no chance to get that ball downfield. That pocket was breaking down, and it was breaking down quickly. There were just too many bodies in that backfield for the QB to make anything happen.
Finds his man. It's Blackburn. Just keep moving this thing forward. He's out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 37-yard line. I know you want to take what the defense gives you, but at this point, you have to push the ball downfield a little more, David.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the defense wants you to do. Check the football down. That's what they're going to give you, but we need scores. Down multiple scores. Got to push the ball down the field. Take more chances.
Throws for the tight end. On target over the middle. And that's not going to be a 1st down. He stopped just millimeters away from moving the chains.
Man, and that's just making it way too easy on the defense. They're laughing at that short throw. They're like...
And guys, hold that thought just a second, because here comes the 4th down play. If they don't get it here, this one is probably over. Pressure coming. They get to him as he throws. Oh, it's picked off. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
And that's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal this thing.
They'll put the ball in play from just inside their own 40 at the 39. Takes the handoff. It's Fletcher. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Now Stanford is going to call a timeout. That's their 2nd. And they'll still have 1 timeout left at their disposal. They'll be perfectly content to go right back to the ground here on 2nd and 8. They go right back to him. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. Now the Cardinal decide to spend their third and final timeout. And now they are powerless to stop the clock with a timeout. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And they'll take a knee, the universal symbol for we have this thing in hand.